Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining me. This is Ciara from CRT Designs, and today I have the October challenge for you guys, so let's jump right in. So as always, I am going to cut down my cardstock to start. I am creating a mat with my black cardstock, which will be about 1/8 of an inch smaller than my A2 base, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 one scored. And I will be cutting a HammerMill base, or it's not a base, it's another layer, I suppose, and it will be about 1/4 of an inch smaller than the A2 base. I'm also going to cut down a piece of watercolor cardstock, and that's what I'm going to work with for the stripes that go across the card front. And I'm going to cut that. Let me double check my notes to make sure I actually tell you the right measurements here. Yeah, you know what? I didn't even write it down. You know what it is? It's 1 inch for each strip. So there's 3 strips per card. There's 4 cards. So there's 12 strips. So that tells you it's 12 inches by, I believe I did 4 1/2, knowing that I had cut this down to be about a 1/2 inch smaller. So you'll see here it's 12 inches long, and then I'm going to cut it down. I'm pretty much positive to 4 1/2. Yes, it is. And that's what I'm going to work with for the inking. So the October challenge is actually getting inky. That is what I'm going for. So I want you to bust out your inks and I want you to have a play. I'm going to use sprays for mine. You could absolutely use inks. You could smush them on a glass mat or whatever and kind of play with them. Not ink blending so much, because I kind of want you to have a play, and ink blending is a very neat way to play with inks, and it's not quite as, I guess messy is the right word. I guess if you're a person who really doesn't like having inky fingers, this might be a harder challenge for you, but it's just one of those things where bust out your inks and just have a play, just do something fun. And this could be alcohol inks if you want to play with those. It could be sprays, it could be acrylics, it could be whatever you want to play with. Like I said, I'm going to use my sprays just because I haven't busted them out much lately, and I kind of wanted to have a fun time with them. And I did try to choose more fall colored palette for this. So I brought out a kind of a mix of mica sprays and a little bit of oxide. Just kind of the base of this is mica sprays, but you're going to see me bring in a couple of, I think there's 1 oxide and 1 spritz just to add to it. So the colors I used were Ominous Twilight, Tart Cranberry, Tree Lot, and Frosted Juniper, and Scorched Timber. So I used those 5 colors for the majority of this inking. And then I'm going to splatter on a little bit of Cracked Pistachio Oxide Spray and a little bit of, I used spray stains as well. I had Ripe Persimmon and Fossilized Amber in the spray stains. So I kind of jumped around. And then I'm going to use a little bit of Rusty Hinge spritz for a little bit of extra glitter on the top. And I had so much fun creating this. Getting inky is probably one of my favorite ways to just play with inks. I think that it's so freeing. And I was struggling to come up with the challenge for October. I have a lot on my plate at the moment, and I was just struggling a little bit. So I reached out to a friend of mine and I was like, what do you think we should do? And she's like, let's play with inks. And I was like, heck yeah, let's play with inks. So that is kind of how this came together. So thank you, Diane, for the idea for getting inky. And of course, you guys know me. I had to add some splatter because why not? You're not going to see this piece all together anyway. It's going to be cut up. So any added texture and interest is just a bonus, in my opinion. But of course, if that's not your thing, you don't have to add splatter. Although I will admit, if you've never added splatter to something, add it and see if you like it. If you don't like it, you don't ever have to do it again, but maybe it's something that would be interesting to you and you can give it a shot. So I did do splatter in white and black, and I did it in the Rusty Hinge spritz and the salvaged patina oxide. And I love how this panel turned out. Check out all of this crazy modeling of color. I love how this turned out. I think it's amazing. And all that shimmer and shine in the background from the mica and from the spritz just is so fun and so pretty. So I think it's a really fun way to try it out. Make sure that you do. If you're interested in entering the challenge, it is hosted over on my Facebook group. I'll leave a link to it in the description. You do have to request to join. There are 2 questions you need to answer for me to accept. And it's just how you found out about the group. So usually it's YouTube. And then, if you're going to be respectful of others, because I want creating to be a very respectful and fun environment. So I try really hard to have that as a part of my kind of little nook of the world in crafting. So if you're gonna come join the group, make sure that you are respectful of others, because it is for any crafter. There is no specific style of crafting you need to have. You can be a painter, you can be a person who likes to make tags, you can make envelopes, you can do journal pages. It doesn't matter. Whatever your creative love is, you are more than welcome. So come join if you're interested. And it's just Ciara T Designs. That's the name of the group. Not very inventive, but it was just the easiest thing to come up with at the time. And don't mistake it for my business page. You can follow my business page if you want to, but that is not the Facebook group. So make sure you do actually join the Facebook group if you're interested. And yeah, you can check it out. So the rules to this is that you do have to create your project within October. It cannot be made, well, ideally you're not making it in advance, because the whole idea is that the challenge gives you a reason to be crafty every month, if you're interested in joining, of course. And you do have to get inky. That is the whole thing. You have to play with inks of some kind in some manner. Ideally not ink blending. I'd like you to get a little bit messy, have a little bit of fun, have a little bit of play. And it can be any project, anything, like I said, art journal pages, tags, cards, a painting, whatever you want to do, however you want to do it. Just get inky, get a little messy, have a little play, have a little fun, and then share it with us, because I want to see. So here you're going to see I'm going to cut it down into those 1-inch strips. And like I said, these will be 1 inch by 4.5, so that I have a little bit to cut off around the edges of my 3D embossed panel, which you saw me emboss through my switch with the Tim Holtz Vault Lace embossing folder. It's really pretty. I thought that would just be kind of a fun background, but any embossing folder you have, use. There's no right or wrong there. Now, I do choose at random a winner at the end of the month, and that person receives happy mail from me, generally a handmade folder full of some ephemera and some goodies. However, Canada Post has gone on strike again. So the winner will still be chosen, and I will still make you a folio. You just may not get it for a little while. So whoever wins September, if you're watching, please just be patient with this system. I don't know, stressful. You guys, if you've been with me for a bit, you know that I've been working on a new website to sell my sticker sheets, because I make stickers and whatever. And it was really frustrating when the US government put in tariffs, because then I couldn't really affordably sell them to Americans. And now I can't ship them to anybody, because now Canada Post has gone on strike. So yeah, I don't know. A small business is it's interesting. It's an interesting want to do. I am hoping, if all goes well, my intention is to have my new website up hopefully mid-October with some digital products for you guys to enjoy if that's of interest to you. I am currently designing pattern papers. I'm working on some like junk journaling kits, that kind of stuff. So if that's of interest to you and you want to, purchase some of those down the road, I'm hoping October 15th will be the day for that. Don't hold me to it, just in case, because I'm also prepping for a market. It's my birthday in October, and we are traveling a little bit. So just bear with me. I will, try my best to have it up and ready for you guys, because it would be phenomenal to have all my pattern papers and then see you guys use them. That would be like so amazing to me. So keep your eye out. That is the intention. That is the hope. So that will hopefully be coming very, very soon. And then to anybody who's, donated to my coffee, thank you. I don't ever tell you guys that it's there, because I don't know. It's one of those things. It's like memberships. Like, if you want to support the channel, thank you so much. There are memberships as well. There's 2 tiers. You can go and check those out. The link's in the description. It just supports the channel, and it helps me keep this content free for everybody, sharing all these cool ideas. And then I do also have a link to my coffee if you're interested in like a donation. That, that's cool too. Don't ever feel obligated. That's, not my intention. I keep my content free so you guys can enjoy it. But if you want to support the channel, there are a few ways, and you can go and check those out if you want to. And I greatly appreciate you. Thank you so much. And if you're not subscribed to the channel already and you, enjoy my content, please consider subscribing. That is how, YouTube shows it to other people. They're like, oh, this content is really interesting. These people are enjoying it. Let's share it with others and see if they'd enjoy it as well. And then that's, of course, how the channel grows. And as the channel grows, that it just means that maybe there'll be potential for sponsorships or, that kind of stuff down the road, which would help support the channel as well. So, I'm dreaming of hitting 20,000 by the end of this year. It might be a very ambitious goal because we're inching closer and closer to the end of the year very quickly. But if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And if you know somebody who might enjoy my content, maybe share the content with them and see if they'd, want to come and hang out every week as well. I do new videos every Monday and Thursday. And of course, Christmas, the 12 Weeks of Christmas series starts next week. October 6th will be the first of my 12 Weeks of Christmas series. So every Monday up until Christmas, I will have a new Christmas project to share with you guys. So hopefully, you'll enjoy it and come and hang out. So that's, those are all the announcements. Oh, I have one more kind of weird thing here. I get comments sometimes about my content. And recently I had a comment that kind of told me that you guys knew how to trim paper, so I really didn't need to show you cutting paper. Please keep in mind with my videos that there are beginners who watch, or people who, struggle with measurements, or who, just they need that information. So I'm always going to leave that information in. I know that it's a little bit tedious. Probably watching me die cut can be tedious. But the thing is that some people don't know, and I never want my channel to not feel inclusive. So if you don't want to watch me cut the cardstock down, completely okay. If you know how to cut and you're like, Ciara, I don't need to see that. No worries. Skip the first minute or two of the video, because that's generally what the first minute or two is. And then you can just watch me create the card. But I'm not going to remove content that I feel would be valuable to beginners. So just keep that in mind. I want my channel to be very inclusive for everybody. So any level of craft or any, I want them to be able to come and get some inspiration from me. Maybe some days it's just cutting your cardstock straight. Perfectly okay. And don't feel bad leaving me comments like that either. You're welcome to give me your thoughts. There's a reason I leave that kind of stuff in. And I know that it's probably like, if you've been crafting forever, maybe you don't need to watch me cut cardstock. Totally fair. But I'm going to leave that in for people. So just keep that in mind. I want to be inclusive. So yeah, that's kind of my little thought on that. But so now we've kind of gone far here. I've cut the fragment leaves, or leaf fragments, I believe that die is called, out of this really pretty bronze cardstock. It's from the collection of the Tim Holtz Metallic Classics cardstock, and it's kind of this, bronzy color. It's really pretty. So I thought that would be a fun leaf, and you saw me run that through my switch. And then I've already stamped out my sentiment. This was just a thin happy birthday. I thought these would be really fun birthday cards for someone who has a fall birthday like me, so you kind of get to have this really fun fall color palette for your birthday card, which I thought was always kind of fun because I do tend towards, very spring color palettes. I love rainbows. So I thought a more deep, dark color would be a lot of fun. And then I'm going to kind of just adhere everything together. You saw me adhere just the center of the leaf to the card panel because I wanted to be able to pop it up a little bit. I like the kind of dimension that that's going to give. So I kind of lean that direction. And for this set of cards, I did not add anything on the inside. You absolutely could just stamp a little leaf or something. I didn't. I was just having fun getting inky, and by the end of it I was like, okay, I want to do something else now. I'm really bad for that sometimes. I'm like, okay, my project's done, let's go do something else. But no, I had a lot of fun with this, and I think that they turned out really pretty. As always, the photos of these cards do not do those panels justice at all. And you can see on this one, I actually got a little bit of a pink smudge in the top right corner. That was my finger. It had a little ink on it. But again, you know what? Getting inky, I don't even think it matters. I think it's just fun. So hopefully you guys will give this a try. I hope that you'll, kind of have a play with your inks, play with your products, bust out your sprays, do some ink smushing, add splatter to something. Just do something that's a little bit out of your norm. Or if you're like a really big into mixed media, great. Then you're living in your, happy place, and you can show me some mixed media techniques because I love mixed media. It's one of my favorite ways to play with my goodies. So by all means, bust out your fun things and give them a play and, share it with us because I want to see. And if you ever create a card inspired by something I've made, please tag me. I want to see it. I love seeing that I've inspired you guys. That is my whole hope of my channel, is to inspire people to create. And so if I'm, achieving that, I want to know. So I'm CRT Designs on everything, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all the things. Or if you don't have any social medias, send me an email. I'm Ciara at ciaratdesigns.com. That comes directly to me. So it might take me a minute to respond sometimes because sometimes stuff shifts into my junk mail and I don't know it right away. So sometimes it takes me a little bit of time to notice that, but I do respond to my emails. I respond to all the comments. I try really hard to be building a really good community where you guys all feel, comfortable to share and comfortable to create. So hopefully I am achieving that. You guys will have to let me know. But this is the cards that I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed it. There's Ember's bum. For some reason, she felt the need to stand with just her tail in the video. I don't know why. I guess she just came to inspect the finished cards. Oh, but that is what I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you leave me a like, leave me a comment, and consider subscribing. As I said, new videos every Monday and Thursday, and 12 weeks of Christmas starts Monday next week. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you again very soon. Bye-bye for now.